you believe in super teams or not?
I didn't believe in super teams until this one guy joined the NBA, kind of changed the whole outlook on that perspective of it. I felt like, your goal was to get the best players, as many good players as you could on one team.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah, I hope everyone does. But that was the GM's job. You know what I mean? Like, your job is to go out there and hoop.
Right.
You want them to bring you players. You do the best what you can with what you get, but they bring you players. If they bring you another superstar, you had nothing to do with it. You just hooping. So, is the team super? Maybe, but that's their job, to bring in the best players they can. So,
for those that might be a little bit slower on the topic, LeBron James. Okay? I'm talking about LeBron James. Continue.
Yeah, that's my take. Until he arrived in, 2003? Super teams weren't a thing. Like, there was some teams that had better players than others, but they weren't super teams. It just happened. Trades happened. Drafts happened. They ended up with better players. It's not a super team to me.
I got a question for you, because LeBron said something about what you're saying right now. He had a rebuttal for that. He said, well, Hakeem, when they got Charles Barkley, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a super team. Scotty went over to the Blazers. Like, you had people that was teaming up, quote unquote, back then. His words, not mine. What do you say to that?
Maybe it's not just Brown. Other people say it too. They want to be like, Karl Malone and Gary Payton was on the Lakers.
Yep. You know
KG went to the Celtics.
Yep.
Listen, if you put in 10 plus years with a team and you gave it your all and you literally just couldn't win, like, it's not leaving. You can leave. If you do everything you could and you lose, salute to you. They leaving when they old, bro. Like, they're not even cold no more. Like, they need help. They can't do it. They need help.
Absolutely.
Bro left in prime time, bro. I'm talking best of his career. He's like, this me at my best.
He wasn't even there yet, bro. He wasn't even in prime yet.
And he went to two other dudes who was at their prime. That's what I'm talking about.
You just said if you put in 10 plus years. He put in 8.
7. It was 7.
Oh, sorry.
But 10 plus, it's not plus. It's not plus. Still valid. 7 works. And he got there when he was, 12?
It's a such thing, I believe, man. Super teams. It's definitely a such thing as super teams, and I detest the people that love to play like super teams don't exist. That ain't a real thing. Usually, it is the people that have want to go join a super team that make that argument. Like I heard Kevin Durant say it before. It's not a such thing as a super team. Y'all can call it what y'all want. I don't even believe in that. It's a super team. Because at the end of the day, my definition of a super team is if you, player X and player Y, all 3 of y'all, if y'all was all franchise players on your respective teams that you were on, and they were paying you big bucks to be there, if you ripped away from that team and y'all all go on to one, it is a super team. If it's anything more than 2 superstars, it's a super team. So to me, absolutely, this goes to the Miami argument because a lot of people love to say Miami wasn't a super team when LeBron went there. Plenty of people have told me Chris Bosh is not a superstar. He does not count.
Oh, my God.
So, since Chris Bosh is to be excluded, Miami ain't a super team. My argument to that is you better go look back and see before DeMar DeRozan. Before I think 3 or 4 years ago, he was the leading scorer. Chris Bosh was the leading scorer in all-time Toronto history up until DeMar DeRozan just took it. So when he joined, we can just date it back to when he joined Miami. He was the leading scorer for the Toronto Raptors.
I put it as simple as this. 3 of the top 5 draft picks in a draft were on the same team.
Absolutely. Let that marinate. It's not a super team to you. What other team are you about to go against that has the same odds? Super team.
That's like getting 3 first-round draft. Like, you got the top pick 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
In the same year.
Yes, you could go all around the world with this thing.
Man.
It's a super team when you're outclassing more than half the percentage of the NBA each time you go play against them. You are the anomaly every time you step on the court. You got 3, they got 2, or they got 1.
So here, was the Kobe and Shaq Lakers a super team?
Absolutely not. It was not a super team. Because Kobe Bryant was not Kobe Bryant when he got there. He was a bench rider behind Eddie Jones, which Shaq didn't even know who Kobe Bryant was. So, technically, no. Shaq was the big name coming from Orlando. not to join somebody. He was really upset that they weren't trying to pay him in Orlando. So he was just trying to honestly jump ship, and Jerry West gave him a good contract. So I'll take it. I'm going to the Lakers.
This is different.
It turned into a big thing. Yeah.
I got two other teams then. First, the Warriors.
Are they a super team?
Yes.
You wearing the shirt. You tell me.
I got to hear y'all answer first. I know what I think.
They're not a super team up until Kevin Durant got there.
I thought you said two superstars.
Well, who was the third superstar?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, listen. The reason why I said that they were not was because everybody was drafted. So everybody blossomed and were nursed into being superstars, but it's not like we had the intention of going after them.
But you just said, on your own team, getting paid the big bucks to carry your franchise.
Yeah.
You need at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's only 2 on the Warriors.
Who was that?
Steph and
Steph
KD.
and KD, right? So we still don't have this pretty much
third.
arguably.
Yeah.
You got Klay Thompson, who's arguably going to be one of the best 3-point shooters ever.
Definitely. So it's Kyle Korver.
And then you got Draymond Green. At the end of the day, they all superstars. And they're all stars. I'm sorry.
All right, okay.
4 out of the starting 5 have been to more than one All-Star game in their lifetime. That is a super team. It would have been fine until KD got there. But when they decided to open the door and let him in and not turn him away, I just looked at him as a super team. Y'all intentions are the same as his if you want to let him come on board.
Well, I'm going to say they are a super team too.
Okay.
But that's because my criteria for a super team is different than yours. I think a part that plays into it that no one ever pays attention to is the coach.
Your
coach
that's true.
can count as a player. To me. 'Cause, like, Phil is the third. Because I believe you need the big 3, but Phil is that third person. So I believe the Lakers were a super team.
That's fair.
But only a super team in retrospect. Like,
right.
Certain players get together, instant super team. I didn't believe in that until, players start deciding to go.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yeah, you already creating a super team. And the Warriors wouldn't have been a super team before KD. But now I think they're a super team, not because of the players or the talent. It's the chemistry and the system they had. And it's literally like it was built for KD. Like, you went to... It, like, fit and started glowing. Like, it was just perfect. Like, that's going to be hard to beat.
Add to your definition of... I'll give you... so we don't get lost, so the people out there don't get lost on what I think a super team is, the definitions of them. Number 1, it's got to be at least more than 2 of y'all. That makes it a super team. Number 2, you all were all-stars and franchise players on each team that you came from. And lastly, number 3, the most important thing that makes it a super team is your intention. Your intention of leaving where you are is because you look over there past the greener pastures and said, I think it's better for me to go over there with what they doing because they winning. I believe if I go add myself, then we going to win one. The intent, the heart behind it is what make you a chump.
Right.
The heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this because I want to go win. Right. And I want to win now. So those things make it a super team. And every super team that's been formed within the past 5 to 10 years, it's been because of the heart of it, is because he doesn't want to lose anymore. He wants to win instantly. He want to put training wheels on his ring. Right. I want to get one and I want to get it easily.
Right.
That's what makes it a super team.
And like, so that's the similar, like you leaving and going to another team, that don't essentially make you a super team. Like, that was your goal. That's what you were trying to do. Right. But that don't essentially make you a super team. And I don't have a problem with it. Again, if you put in 10 plus years, if you've tried, if you gave it your all to this franchise and you couldn't do it, now you old and you need help, I'm not mad at you.
Because you're the people's champ at that point.
Right.
Everybody's rooting for you at that point. You got everybody on your side. So the whole Boston thing, let's stop bringing Boston up.
Right. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not even comparable. Like, what I will say, though, for my man's KD, Golden State Warriors, but it was gay. First of all, I'm not excusing him. He don't get a pass. It was gay, just like when LeBron did it. It was gay, but I get why he did it. Like, with Bron, I don't get. You went to a finals. Like, they were trying.
Yeah.
They were bringing people. You didn't know they were trash until they got there. And maybe it's you that's making them trash, but that's a whole other topic we're going to get into.
Yeah, another HoopRun episode. Tune in.
And then Miami, you went to 4 straight finals and left again. Like, and for KD, he wasn't just losing to anyone. You know what I mean? He lost to the Spurs. He lost to Miami. He lost to the Warriors. Like, he's losing to super teams. He wasn't losing to just no regular teams.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to keep coming losing to these Giants, or am I going to be a Giant myself?
But Pete, though, and they all left at the height. Like, KD was up 3-1 against the team that he went to go join and could have possibly been in the finals and maybe even won it himself. Then he leaves and goes over to Golden State. Same thing with LeBron. You just went to the finals. You done been in every Eastern Conference. Now you decide that you want to leave. They leave at the height when everything is seemingly trending to being positive. Kevin Garnett struggled and hardly made a playoff berth all the time he was in Minnesota. How can you ever say it's the same?
Man.
You could look at him and see he's physically rotting away on that
He had the interview crying.
Crying. I just want to lose it.
I keep losing. Like,
you feel sorry for somebody that you feel like have never seen and even sniffed the accomplishments that both of these guys done been to the finals before. They played against each other. Kevin Durant and LeBron both been to the finals before they ever even went and formed a super team, which is why it's mind-boggling to me that y'all can just jump up and decide, I'm about to just take the easy road. I'm almost there. All I got to do is dig a little deeper. Who cares? I don't want to do it. Well, my question for you is love them or hate.
Yeah.
We talk about them. Do you love super teams? Now we know the definition. You love him. Do you hate him?
I hate the attempt. Because I don't believe that they're not real. Like, super teams are a retrospective thing. Like, you can't call a super team before it happens. Like OKC, for example. They all ran over there to be great, and it's not working like we expected it to. And so, like, if they don't win nothing, 3-4 years go past, they were just another group of guys who tried. They're not a super team.
Oh, I like
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. You can only see super teams in retrospect. Like, they're trying to create super teams. Bron made one, but you don't know it's a super team until later on. So,
I know what you're saying. You got to win something and put us in a position to hate you for doing what you did. We don't hate you because you didn't win. So it's like, out of sight, out of mind. But once you win, you're a target. Win and make us hate you so we can call you a super team.
Right. If you really team up and lose, then you just extra trash. Like, you didn't do nothing. So you ruined your legacy.
If it's up to me, I hate super teams, bro. Because it's just a death of a pastime that I love so much. Like basketball, I love it. That's why I feel like it's really stupid. We know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Premeditated outcome.
But my thing is, it wasn't the West. I put it like that. The West didn't do anything wrong. Like the West were just playing. It just happened. And the East, you knew what was coming out the East every time. Like the Warriors just grew good and then they cheated. But at first they grew good and they were just beating everybody. Yeah. You knew the East was happening because it was consolidated over there. Yeah. So like the East was the problem. Like it's still the problem. Like all the superstars left. Like they was like, I'm through. I'm done.
Like just to show you a super team. Right now, are you expecting to see Cleveland and Golden State in the finals again? Just to show you how bad the NBA is. We about to say no. Yeah. We about to argue. Yeah. We about to fight.
I want to see. I think the Celtics can do it.
Bro, we about to fight, bro.
I think they can do it. I mean, of course, we got to see IT come back. Of course.
I don't have to see. Allow me to be upset and argue with you right now. You're not gonna fall for the okie doke, bro, are you? You gonna watch Boston look good. First leg of the season, when you know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are clearly autopiloting it and are going to turn it up with or without Isaiah.
Warriors are doing the same thing. I completely agree.
The roles are gonna reverse.
My thing though, have you watched Boston?
I watched them.
They look
I love them.
Good.
Yeah.
And they lost Hayward. Like you would expect them to just tank this season.
Right.
They not tanking. They don't look worried. They not scared playing nobody. And Kyrie can close any team. Yeah. He can close any
Cleveland
team.
better not make it interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, should Cleveland win? Absolutely. They should demolish them. Yeah. But it's not looking like that. Like,
I'm going to believe it when I see it. I'm not jumping on this bandwagon when I know that LeBron James is still in the East and still in being in Eastern Conference final strong. He know what mindset to get into and win. This team is clearly excited. They're jubilant. They're excited. They're happy. They're ready to play. I'm happy for you guys. I'm glad you bounced back into the Gordon Hayward tragedy. They still the Cleveland Cavaliers, whether you like it or not. They got their core. Even though they added some players, and then they got LeBron, which is really hard to stop. I'm scared because Kyrie, it can be just as aggressive as LeBron. More.
But this is what I'm saying. This is my only thing. Bron ain't no fourth quarter close.
Nope.
If the Celtics are in that game, the guy who was getting Cleveland over every hump is now on the other team.
Right.
Now what?
To that, I give you your...
And that's what I'm saying. We got to see Isaiah. Because if Isaiah can just kind of cover it, then they straight.
Right.
But I got to see it first. I want to see that matchup. What about OKC? You don't even think they could beat the Warriors?
No, they cannot. I love them, and that's my team. No, they cannot. They're not doing nothing. They're going to give us an exciting regular season, something to look forward to. It's not going to amount to
They match up really well.
It looks good. They're not going nowhere. They're not going.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. You can see it in their eyes when they hooping. They don't know what they're doing. This is rec ball. This is ISO ball.
No one likes Russell.
And then nobody likes Russell, honestly. And they're probably begrudgingly playing with him now. But I love him. I think he's a better leader than what he used to be. Still not great.
He's way better.
They're all so super talented, and I don't see them figuring it out by the time.
What I will say is when he had those little 15-point, 11 assists, 13 games, it'd be looking real nice. If he could accept that and do that every night, yeah, right. Don't take 30 attempts. When he do that, I'll be like, y'all could do something.
I'm cool with the 30 attempts if the rest of the attempts come in the fourth quarter when it's needed. But if you just been firing away all night, that's the Russell I don't like. When you got 40 attempts because you've been shooting for 4 quarters,
right? As
opposed to fourth quarter shooting,
right?
That's just me, bro.
So from there though, let's go to how this NBA has changed, or do you believe it has changed? Because now we seeing all type of players teaming up. We seeing power forwards shooting trays, centers crossing people. Like, how has the NBA changed for you?
It's changed, man, because it's really no traditional positions. If I have to say it changed, it's because of positions, man. Like the point guard don't even look like it used to no more. Russell Westbrook is a freaking shooting guard, but the body built like a freaking ox, but he pushing the point and he's shooting like crazy. Steph Curry is a point guard shooting from half court like it ain't nobody's business. It's not John Stockton's practice camp that he went to. So I can clearly tell you that the point guard position ain't the same. Small forwards are not like turning into being the stars now with LeBron James. You got like freaking Giannis Antetokounmpo spreading the floor, bringing it up on his own. Joel Embiid is the only person I see trying to add balance to the NBA with the true big man, staying down there in the paint, him and DeMarcus pounding it out, post moves. He looking like Hakeem. They're like the saviors of what was really the true essence of basketball. Everything else, man, the shooting guards, I don't find them anymore. Jimmy Butler's really good. But that used to be the premier position. Every time I had an NBA 2K or NBA Live, I want to be a shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I don't want to be a shooting guard no more. I want to be a small forward or a point guard. But I want to be a point guard just so I can have the ball all the time so I can shoot it when I want to. It ain't because I want to facilitate. So to me, I think the NBA changed because positions are just not what they used to be no more.
Man, entirely different outlook. Because
that's shocking.
I don't see it change that at all. Like, I don't feel like basketball changes. I feel like it's a copycat league. Mm-hmm. And so they saw how the Warriors was playing, and the Warriors have been winning with it.
Right.
And so people tried to do that.
Yeah.
The thing about the Warriors is the Warriors created their offense based on their team.
Right.
Whereas other teams are trying to create an offense and then draft players to fit in that offense. No, you get your players, and then you make an offense that fits your players. So I don't feel like the NBA's changed. I feel like everybody's drafting cats who can shoot and can't drive. And then it goes all the way down to AAU. Like, they're not teaching basketball the same as well. But, like I said this before, once a person comes into the game again with real post-game, and Joel Embiid is looking like he might be the guy, but real post-game, he's going to dominate. He's going to change the game back to the way it was, inside, outside, because he's just going to, it's nothing you can do with him. Like, literally, Joel Embiid post-game ain't the greatest. Like, he got game, but it's not the greatest post-game, and look how much trouble he's causing people.
Right.
And he's like 2 years in. Like, I feel like positions haven't changed that much. They've taken players and let them do what they want. Like, I think the whole point guard issue is because of LeBron James. Like, we found him. We saw he could dribble and could pass. And so we let him be point guard instead of letting the point guard be point guard. And so it's a copycat league. Right. Other teams start doing it. Antetokounmpo pushing point. Blah, blah, blah. Like Stephen Curry, again, I feel like he's a perfect point guard. At times, they take him off point and let him run shooting. Mm. So when you can shoot from half, I mean, like, why wouldn't you do that? So I get why they do it. The only people, Kyrie, I didn't think was a capable point guard. He's proven me entirely wrong with Boston. Like, in Cleveland, that wasn't his job. He didn't have to play point at all. It was like, you're a shooting guard, when we give it to you, score.
Right.
He went to Boston and he's being a point guard. So I don't think like the positions are gone. I think the media markets the people who don't have positions. Like Antetokounmpo, Bron, Ben Simmons, the freaks of nature.
Right.
That's who they're marketing. But that doesn't mean Kemba Walker doesn't still exist. That don't mean Cat Williams can't get on the block.
Right. Don't you think, though, when you say it's a copycat league, that's still the change, though? We're changing just because we're conforming. Ain't that the same thing, though?
I get what you're saying, but again, basketball doesn't change. Like, they're playing it differently. Like, power forwards still need to rebound the ball.
Right,
and
right.
They're, like, teams are losing. It looks like Warriors are a super team now because even though they're shooting and running high picks, everyone still does their job. Draymond still crashes the board every single play. When he shoots threes, it's because he has to. He's not just coming down, picking and popping. He goes to the rim first. Other teams see Steph, Clay, KD hit a three. Now they want their power forward shooting three. Like, no. You still need to be on that block. Like DeMarcus Cousins.
Get on the block.
It's only working now because he got AD who's down there. But before, they couldn't win because you too big to be out there. Like, yes, you can shoot threes. You can even do a step back. That's cold. You need to be on the block.
Right.
Get down there. No one can do nothing when you're down there. You're going to put the whole team in foul trouble. But instead, you keep fading, trying to be a splash, bro.
Yeah, it's a change to me. I just don't see the point guards around. That's number one. So
it's a couple. It's just Russell ruining it. And then they call him the best point guard. And so it makes everything else look like they're doing wrong, too.
Let's end this before I go off on you for the next 3 hours. You're talking about my dog, bro. He ain't do nothing to nobody. He's the one. He's the victim here. He's the victim here.
You're right.
Right?
Coaches are a big problem.
Look. Who
bro.
left who? Why is he struggling right now? He's back on his feet, but he still ain't there yet. He's a ring behind KD. Thanks a lot that he's moved.
Why he leave?
I don't know why he left.
You know exactly why he left.
Because he a chump.
Because he was playing, right? And he kept seeing Steph throw it back to Clay, and then Clay to Draymond, then they dunk. And then he come down like this, and Russell fire.
Bro, that's not what happened, bro. It's not what happened, bro.
Exactly what
in
happened.
my heart, I've always been a chump. I'm never going to not be nothing but a chump. World needs to know I'm a chump.
This is why he left. You ever had somebody like set you a down screen, and you come off wide open, your feet setting everything.
Shoulders and feet.
You see him look at you?
I'm about to say, when have you ever seen him do it? He did that. But still, though, bro, I'm the point guard. I'm the motor, bro. You don't want this team. You don't never show it. You ain't got no heart. I'm going to take it from you.
You're right. He literally went to the Warriors and said that. I'm not a leader. Steph the leader of this team. He literally went and said that. But you know what he do want? A swing. He do want to touch the ball.
Son, be out of here. Honestly, out of here because I had nothing else to say. You like what you see, subscribe, tell a friend, click the link below. We got HoopRun gear, we got HoopRun talk, we got HoopRun sport, we got HoopRun apps, we got HoopRun everything. HoopRun tattoos that have yet to be inked on our bodies. Holla at us, we out of here, HoopRun TV.